Oh, here we go.
So I think of all the devious things that
It's
I did. I
Wednesday
used to grow up.
night.
This is a hold up.
Time
Ain't
for
nothing funny. Stop smiling. Still don't
AfroEconomics
nothing move but
Live.
the money. But now I learn to earn
Yes.
cause I'm righteous. I feel
Woo!
great. So maybe I might just search for a 9 to 5.
No, I
If I
won't.
drive, then maybe I stay
How
in
you
life.
doing, everybody? How are you doing? It's AfroEconomics Live, and I'm JB Bryan of JB Bryan Financial Group, a registered investment advisory firm and the home of Afroeconomics. I established by the grace of God in 1995. Please consider visiting afroeconomics.com. Join, get empowered, get involved, get the financial support that you need, get with the right group of people, and change your life for the better. Someone told me the other day, they said, I've changed. And I said, you can change, but change doesn't mean improvement. You know, improvement requires change, but change doesn't require improvement. Powerful thought, though, but it's so true. And I think that we want to make sure that as many steps that we take in life that we take, let them be effective, let them be necessary, let them be empowering steps. How you doing, Mr. Wynn from Texas? It's so good to see you, Mr. Entrepreneur. Yes, indeed, L&D Hot Shots. We are so proud to have you as part of the Afro Economics family. Larry Wynn, you are everything that we represent: entrepreneurship, empowerment, organization, commitment. You are right. You are all of that. And we're proud of you and your entire family. Thank you for your support of Afro Economics. How you doing, Weeda Davis from Stone Mountain, Georgia? I love it. In the studio with me too. Yes, you are. I see Miss Sanders just got in there as well. Yes, indeed. Got their cameras on and everything. Oh, look at this. Rosita, how you doing? Miss Fleming, how are you doing? Yeah, I see you, Rosita, all with the big smiley face. I love it. I love it. Y'all, good evening back at you, Mr. Jenkins. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Oh, no, thank you. I just speak the truth. Thank you for the opportunity to serve you, indeed. Thank you all for hanging out with us. I'm not sure if I'm going to, where you are, you can see the comments. I'm going to try to post them up as we go through. Please um, ask me questions as we move through financial peace of mind. I don't want to pressure the ladies in the studio too much. So if you all want to private chat to me, you can. Um, if you're willing and you go, oh, okay, I'll come in. I want to come in and say something. Please let me know that as well. Other than that, I promise you, I will notice your private chat. We're talking about steps to financial peace of mind. Now, really, this is something that I talk about indirectly, but I don't remember ever in all of the years that we've been doing these Wednesday nights that I have really talked about peace of mind. And I think that because I've been in financial services basically all of my professional life, almost 30 years I'm celebrating in financial services this year. The majority of those as an entrepreneur owning this investment firm. But before that, as a stockbroker for a regional wirehouse. So I have worked and served a lot of people over these 30 years. And I'm going to tell you, financial peace of mind is something that you cannot buy. There's never enough money. There's never enough money. Financial peace of mind is something that you establish at the beginning, that you establish right now. Like that, this is what financial peace looks like to me, right, Star? You have to take control of that. Hi, Ms. Jarboyle. How are you doing? I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. You know, she So when we're talking about financial peace of mind, and what Rosita was mentioning, said with these things going on with Ukraine talks and stuff going up and things costing more, what are we going to do for peace of mind? Mm, mm, mm. Powerful. Good point. That's why this topic is so timely. With all of this going on, as Rosita said, what are we going to do for financial peace of mind? So I have at least 10 steps, at least 10 things that I think that we should consider. I don't know if y'all ready, but Star, you ready? Y'all want to come into the studio? Y'all ready? You ready? I don't want anybody picking their nose or anything, you know? Because I just like pop it up. I don't tell y'all, oh, we coming in. Mr. Robinson, you can turn on your camera. This is different. Generally, the men have their cameras right up on, and the ladies are hiding. I have to beg you. Thank you so much,
It's
ladies,
ladies' night.
for not. That's right. It's always ladies' night. Always. So when I have these things I want your feedback from you all on these 10 steps or these suggestions. I have more than 10, you know I do. But the first one I suggest is that you have to think about, what is your vision? What is financial peace of mind to you? It's not the type of question where you should look around. Like so much in life, we look around on where we live, where we dress, what kind of car we drive, where we work. We look around like, where does everybody else work? When you were in high school and they said, what do you want to do when you grow up? They started talking about how much each job made. Remember that? They go, oh, doctors make this, teachers make this. I don't know how anybody became a teacher if they did it off just money. You know, everybody should have been a doctor. They didn't even talk about engineers when I was growing up. They didn't talk about entrepreneurs. We didn't have any discussion about entrepreneurship as an option. They never even discussed that. Did you all ever hear that? When they talk about, visions
Nope.
and goals?
It was firefighter, police
Nope.
officer,
Yeah, exactly.
doctor.
Exactly. Right? Right? When it wasn't like that you actually could start and create and imagine and have a vision and create these things. So I think that the first thing is that we need to become comfortable with what you want is valuable. What you want is valid. What you want is worthy. So like cuz some people want to be in a mansion and some people want to be in a condo on the ocean. And some people want, to be with their parents. They don't want, to be out there at all. Whatever your vision of financial peace of mind is, like a client of mine says her that was telling me about her sister's son is going through a divorce. He moved back home. He's in his like 50s, 60s. Moved back home with his mom, and they're having a great time. They're having, like, he's so happy, she's happy, and they're happy. Like, so that's his financial peace of mind. I would say the majority of people going through a divorce cannot say that they're happy or financially happy in any way. Divorces can be financially devastating. But the first thing for financial peace of mind is to decide what financial peace of mind is to you. Is it having a certain amount of money in the bank, a certain amount of money in your retirement account, a certain amount of pension, a certain amount of social security, a certain amount of, what is it to you? And those are the type of things, of course, we can work on together. But a lot of people haven't even thought about it. They haven't even thought about it. So it's not really, even though we know that there's an income disparity. And if you look up income inequality in Investopedia will explain to you all of the reasons, valid reasons, of why we are not compensated. Historically, discrimination, um, all of the truth. Investopedia even shares in there the truth about the wealth gap, the truth about income inequalities, the truth about stacking order. So we know all that. But given what we have, that's what Afroeconomics is about. That's why we never spend a lot of time on what we don't have, what's been done, it's about, okay, where do we go now? This is the reconstruction. What do we do? Well, first, what we do is decide what is important to us so that we can learn to maximize what we have. And the second is to identify what is disturbing your peace. And what would you say is like a leading peace disturber out here for people? What is disturbing the financial peace of friends or people or things that you've seen, or like Weta said, the stock market, stock market volatility
I
is
guess
disturbing.
debt.
Debt disturbing the peace of a lot of people. I was looking at research and it said that people have increased their debt dramatically during this pandemic, but not in credit card debt. In like housing debt, people have like purchased bigger home, well, not even always bigger, but more expensive homes. They have bigger mortgages than ever. There's like over $1 trillion of additional debt for Americans, some of which is credit card. But the credit card debt, for a lot of people, they paid their credit card debt off when they started getting all that money from the government that they didn't really need. It is pretty sad that the government was sending money to everybody. So a whole bunch of people that were getting the money didn't need it, and a whole bunch of people who needed more didn't get it. A whole bunch of black businesses went out of businesses. I went out of business. Nothing. While other people were paying off their debt. Hello back at you, Ms. Pritchard. So that second point is identify what's disturbing your peace. And it also says people have been paying their bills overall, but the school loans aren't due. So researchers are wondering how things are going to go. I think it's at the end of May, after May, the school loans will have to be paid again. And they're wondering what will be done then. How will people handle it? And I do believe that a lot of the unemployment rate is much higher for our community. So if we're not getting the jobs back, that's going to be a challenge. And I hope that they're listening to this discussion, because I believe that entrepreneurship is more and more needed now that we can employ ourselves, and that Afroeconomics has entrepreneurship classes and workshops every Friday, and I work one-on-one with entrepreneurs. So no, I can't help you get a job, but I can help you never be out of work again. You'll never be out of work when you have your own business. That's a powerful statement, huh? I should coin that. No, I can't help you get a job, but I'll make sure you're never out of work again. Woo! Tell them I said it. I said it first, and I mean it. Entrepreneurship membership is the truth. It's something that when I started my business in 1995, I looked around like, who can I talk to? Who can help me? Who can help? And at this point, I don't even know another black business owner that has been in business as long as me. Like, they may be more public, they may have more likes, they may have more subscribers, but they have not been in business since 1995. And sustainability is important. It's important for us. We're not trying to I don't want to build a generation of Black entrepreneurs that are depending on government contracts for their business, because the government contract will end. And so everybody that's dependent on you will lose their job because of that. I want to show you how to get the contract and build your own business so that you will not have to worry about that contract putting you out of business. Are y'all familiar with that happening? Happens often. So, people, you get this great contract, but we need to have sustainable long-term businesses so that you can provide continuous employment to our community and to yourself. A third point about financial peace of mind is to learn how to communicate, especially with your family. Some of you are married, some of you aren't. But regardless, you have to communicate. You have to learn to communicate with whoever is assisting you in financial decisions, whoever you're doing business with, whoever you're working. Your financial vision is to grow at work. You have to learn to communicate. Like, we are held back in so many ways financially because of our inability to communicate our goals and desires. Because of my entire income is dependent on my ability to communicate, I can't even imagine being in the situation of so many people who are able to just work and they don't have to communicate. They just do these operational things. But in order to become a supervisor, in order to become a team lead, in order to become, you know what I mean? In order to increase your income, in order to enhance your lifestyle, in order to have a great marriage, isn't communications at the root of it, Ms. Sanders?
I agree. 100%.
Amen. Communicating. We got this. A fourth point is to learn about what you already have. So many people are stressed out. See it all the time. And they go, JB, I need da 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 da. They think they need life insurance. And then they're almost insulted because they're so accustomed, unfortunately, to people just selling us stuff. This one man told me, he said, "You're the first financial advisor I ever met that didn't try to sell me life insurance off the bat." I said, "Really?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "Coming out the gate, everybody has always come at them with life insurance. Then I knew that you actually took it seriously, that you wanted to get to know us and assess our situation. I had no idea how much we were being and are being robbed over and over." I was on a panel one time with this insurance agent, and he said, everybody needs at least $1 million of insurance, life insurance for themselves. And if they don't take themselves seriously. I said, daggone it, this man is rich. If he can get everybody to buy $1 million in short, see, in investments, I've been trained from the investment side, and I'm an investment advisor. So everything I do has to be in the client's best interest. When you are licensed to just sell insurance, they don't have that criteria. It just has to be suitable. And there's nobody on the planet that life insurance is not suitable for. So when they tell you that they're working in your best interest, they're not lying. But it's not on the same level as a registered investment advisor has to serve you. Because, I just have to go. A lot of times they're limited also because that's all they sell. If that's all you sell is life insurance, then of course life insurance is the beginning and the end. And then they go, oh, talk to JB Bryan or somebody about that other stuff. But we need to think about it. Most of you already have coverages at work. Most of you already have some sort of protection already. So we're just going to get rid of what you have, which is a really bad move in most cases. because our old policy is guaranteed to have to pay out for you in most cases. Now, some people have some really bad policies, but as far as insurance companies, we need to know their goal is to protect their company. They don't want to have to pay out. So if something happens to you within that first 2 years, what? They don't have to pay out. They just give you your money back to your family. Here's the money they put in, but you ain't getting this $1,000,000. So it's kind of like an insurance waiting period. There's an official term for it. But when you get a new policy and you get rid of your old policy, you need to know, is there a waiting period on this policy? Will this pay out all of it? So you need to be careful. So my point there about financial peace of mind, sometimes you can be at peace and you don't even know that you're destroying yourself. Ignorance is not bliss. It's just ignorant. But it feels like bliss, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Like they just feel like, but that's horrible. When you get to the other side of that and you get to a point of enlightenment and you find out that you've been taken for granted, right? Bought something where you could have been putting money on a debt, doing something else because you've already got enough coverage for this. So the most important thing is to evaluate what you have. And sometimes you might need additional coverage, but you might not need a permanent policy. You might need additional term policy. You might need, no policy. You might, but it's about assessing what you need. I always say the answer in financial services should be, it depends. Right, Ms. Davis? Don't I say that? It depends. When somebody tells you everybody
Yes,
needs
ma'am.
da 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 da, you know they're out of order. They're out of order. It depends. It depends on what you need. So, and now my fourth point is that learn more about what you already have. What do you have at work? What have you already bought? What are you spending money on right now? Where are all your statements? Where are all, we find out everything that's going on because you don't want to duplicate what you already have.
Maybe may I just say something?
Yes. Yes. Everybody mute except for Miss Sanders.
Okay. I wanted to just piggyback onto what you're saying. That because of course when we met JB, I'm not trying to put my business out there, but we were in the process of assessing, like you said, what we have. And what we found with some help from JB is that what we thought we had, we did not have.
Amen.
With regards to insurance. So I feel that it's so important that you do know what you have, because in the time of critical need, when you think you have it and you don't, it's too late.
Amen. And you were willing to make that investment in yourself. Like you didn't go and seek out a salesperson that wouldn't have solved that. You went out and looked for an investment advisor. You looked for an advisor, and then you joined for membership. And that's what I pray that God will continue to get our family, our community to look at that. That just a salesperson is not what you need. Like if we get to the conclusion and products come about. But membership is not about selling you things. Membership is about financial empowerment. You don't have to do a thing with membership. The majority of members, are still working. So that's the most powerful thing that they can do, is to sign up so that they can maximize the benefits at work. You know how much more money people could have if they had an investment advisor while they're at work? So what these companies are doing now is adding advisors onto the accounts for fees. So now they're charging them like 1.5 points, a point depending on what their size of their account is, for an investment advisor, all of which is provided in your membership for only $30 a month. And we're out there doing it. We're like spending thousands. And I'm not saying that I'm not worth thousands. I'm just saying at this point, the membership, you know what I mean? You can, you know what I'm saying, are missing the boat. But by the time, I'm not going to be able to do it. Like, you know what I mean? Soon. I'm just not going to be able to do it. But I was amazed. And when I started doing it, I never thought, because as an investment advisor, I could do it the same way based on how many assets are in that account, what my fee is for giving that advice for that account. And that is what's happening as an industry norm. But we are doing something phenomenal for right now. But it just is saddening. It's sad, you know what I mean, to see how we're just not taking, you know what I mean, full advantage of what, and how many people think that it's expensive. Wow. But it's just like with anything else, like, you know, Miss Sanders, your daughter is a mental health professional. You know what I'm saying? And people are not comfortable with paying for things that help them. You know what I'm saying? But it is so priceless to find a professional that can help you when you have a mental problem. Imagine how different things could have been, God forbid, for that young lady. We have to invest in ourselves. That's what I'm saying here about financial peace of mind. Assess what you have. If you need a financial coach, get one. If you need a mental health coach, get one. Because a lot, I'm telling you, of people who make horrible financial decisions really need mental health help. A lot of that is not, I don't understand money. A lot of it has nothing to do with money, and it has to do with personal choices. Does that make sense, Star? Like if the person is like really depressed, you know, that the mental health professional will help them get out of that place so that they can develop a relationship with me, even though I think I can do everything. I know I can't do it, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm gonna make you happy. You know what I'm saying? I know that Miss Sanders' daughter can help people mentally, you know what I mean, in some serious ways that will allow them to have the tools to approach someone like me and get the help you need. So it doesn't like, oh, you know what I mean, that, oh, you know, I'm not sad anymore. I don't need, you know, a financial advisor. No, you're not sad anymore. Now you can get everything else in your life together. They help equip us to get everything back together. Hey, back to you, Queen Howard. How you doing? Good to see you. Look at that. I don't know if y'all can see. Mr. Milliner. Uh, how we looking with the stock market since crash? A good investment moving forward. Enjoy peace. I got that answer. Call my office. Let's talk about it. Yes, talk about that. I don't exactly understand. I'm laughing, but I don't exactly understand. But what we can yeah, definitely. And it's always best when, as I was just saying, a good investment is a relative point. Some people, a good investment is to get their emergency fund together. Some people, a good investment is I got my emergency fund, now the next step. Some people, a good investment is I got to get their work plan allocated correctly for them. So it depends, again, is the most relevant question. And you should join so we can work on things specifically for you, Mr. Milliner. Great point. So learn about what you already have. And then a fifth point is avoid comparing your life to anyone else. Just because, and then also, just because you can do something, it doesn't mean that you should do it. And then also in number 5, I really packed this one. Protect your lump sum. Protect your lump sum. I don't know if any of you ever had a friend that's had a lump sum. Like I've had people who come to me that have won the lottery before. And the challenge is that they have this huge amount of money all at one time. And of course, right now, none of them have anything left. Because it wasn't because of the investment market, it's because they spent it all within a year. Just on different things. And then everything so I want us to know that when you have a lump sum of money, like when people retire and they have all this money and they don't know what to do, I've had people with their retirement say, well, JB, before we roll it over to an IRA, I want to buy this car. And they want a lump sum of money, pay taxes on the lump sum of money, you know what I'm saying, to get this car. But they don't know about the income adjustment factor with the Medicare. So by the time they get on Medicare, and Medicare said that their premium was a such amount based on estimated income, and then Medicare finds out they took out $100,000 plus $20,000 for taxes. You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, they don't know about that. So I didn't even see Mr. Jones. Thank you for coming in today, Mr. Jones. Yeah, you read stories about people, winning the lottery and then spending it all.
In less than 6 months, baby. 6 months.
And they can't help it. They really can't help it because it really should. I really should. You know how they go up there and they're with their lawyer? I don't get that. Like, where's the lawyer come in? You know what I'm saying? They're holding the check and like, I'll be like, what is the lawyer gonna be like? Give them the money. Like, you get the money. Like, they don't even without a financial advisor. I wish somebody would call me so I could go on TV with. I'm coming on TV. No, they call the lawyer. I'm like, okay, who you gonna sue? What's going on? Where did that start? Like, so they do, you know what I'm saying? And then they just like spend it. So look, I guess that's part because then the lawyer takes their money because they gonna cost. You want me to come with you? Well, that's gonna cost you. But look, if you want me to come with you, I'm coming for free. Just let you know. You win the lottery, any of y'all, I'll come with you on TV for free. All right? Let's just get that straight. But a lump sum of money is so hard to come by, no matter what it's for. Somebody passed away. They people have a death in the family, and they get this lump sum of money. It's gone. It's gone. Protect your financial peace of mind, realizing that it took a lot of time for the person you might have inherited that money from in order for them to accumulate it. Be careful on how you're spending it. It might have taken them. I saw this one lady, she went away out of the country and she came back to the country and she got some sort of virus and died. So she left all her money to her daughter, and it was like about $200,000. And then her daughter, husband came in with the daughter to do the paperwork, and the daughter's husband said, "We want it all right now." I said, well, she could just roll it over and she could create an IRA, a beneficiary IRA for it and avoid the taxation. She said, nope, withhold the taxes, give us the money. Matter of fact, I don't know, it's been like a long, long time, almost 30 years since this happened. But he said, matter of fact, I own my own business. Don't even withhold taxes, just give us it all. I looked at the daughter and I said, are you sure? And she said, do what he said. It looked like he beat her. You know what I mean? Like she was just pitiful. And I was like, your mom put a lot of time into this. Like, she really wanted, your mom worked 30 something years, you know what I mean? She really wanted you to have this, this, it was gone. And probably ended up with serious tax penalties. That's a lot of taxable income. I mean, he would have had to really know some strategies to get that down. That was, oh. And then say she was on some sort of benefit, like say she was on Medicaid. They didn't even consider that. Like, they look like they probably were on, you know what I mean, Medicaid. So if she's on Medicaid, now you got 200,000 taxable income. So you don't even qualify for Medicaid now. They're not thinking. They don't want to hear it. And it's so hard sometimes, and I thank God for the desire to help, but I understand why people don't care. Like, you see, most professionals, they get this kind of, I don't care, it ain't mine anyway, you know what I mean? And they put their guard up because you hurt. Like, it hurts me. And I see why people do that, but I thank God for not becoming like that, like hard and impersonal, because it will do that to you, because you just like, that is so sad. And your client, you're in love with your client, and you love them, and they would want more for their child. Boom. So be careful, protect your lump sum, avoid comparing your life to anyone else. Be careful with your money. And then a sixth point is, make sure that you enjoy your work. Make sure you enjoy your work. People go to work, and they don't like what they do. Do you know how many hours of your life you spend working?
Working at the job that you hate going to.
Exactly. That
Yeah.
is so toxic. That can kill you. That can kill you. Right? Miss Sanders was a healthcare professional, still does a lot of work in healthcare. Can't it kill you, your work stress?
Yes, it can.
You just, like, people don't take it seriously enough. I love my work, and the stress is very hard on me. I've had, especially during the pandemic, I've had to refocus and readjust. You know what I mean? To make sure that I'm taking care of myself properly and getting my sleep properly. But at first, you know what I'm saying? Because if you truly love what you do, then you want to do it for a long time, right? Like, you don't want to, you know what I'm saying? So I gotta be there. I gotta be here. To play the vision all the way out. We don't have a right, and as entrepreneurs, so many people have such a negative response to stress. Everybody responds to stress differently. Like, some people will get quiet. When I stress out, I get quiet and eat. Some people, when they stress out, which is very harmful, you know what I mean, to just be quiet and eat, that is, it can be harmful to you. And then some people go around kicking their dog and stuff. They probably look. They probably thin. They don't eat. Poor dog. The dog is like, why don't you just go eat some? They probably kick the dog because they're hungry, right? And so, but have a positive. Enjoy your work, and as we do deal with whatever stressors related to the work that we do enjoy, make sure that we respond in a positive way that builds us and not breaks us. And then a seventh point about financial peace of mind, I want to say that we should accept full responsibility for where we are today. Because where we are today is based on the decisions that we made yesterday.
Amen.
Right?
Amen.
And then, you know what I'm saying? We have to take full responsibility.
Yes.
And I believe that taking full responsibility should give us a certain amount of peace. Kind of it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. We don't have to explain it to anybody. This is the decisions that we made. This is the life that we chose. This is what you want for your life.
That's right.
You know? Who is it for anyone else to tell you? Sometimes a person will leave college because they want to pursue their art, or they leave college and they want to become an actor or something. And people go, if he had just stayed in college, he'd be the doctor that he never wanted to be. you know, and just because the person is not Denzel Washington does not mean they're not successful. They're living their dream. You're living your dream. Entrepreneurship is not really the dream for our community that we have for our children. I know that I'm not like, my parents don't like brag about, oh, she started her own business. Like, no, like, my mother was in complete shock when she came to Richmond and she said my name, and people said, oh my God, your daughter's JB Bryan. Like, she had no idea that I mattered. She was like, so I went to this place and I said, JB Bryan. They were like, JB Bryan. Oh, her daughter's JB Bryan. I said, oh, but she just never imagined that being an entrepreneur, you know what I mean, would matter. That's not like that. That wasn't in their plan, but it did not stop me from doing this. It didn't stop me. And even if nobody even knew it, nobody acknowledged it, you know what I'm saying? It's still, you can't stop it. You
Can
can't
I
stop you can't stop it.
can I ask you a question, JB?
Yes. Yes.
I know you say it did not stop you, but did it motivate you?
I have always been, even today, motivated by resistance. Don't tell me, as I'm a power lifter. If you give me resistance, so just all I do is just bring that into the gym. You know what I'm saying?
That's
And I
right.
tell them, anything you rack on the pole, I'm going to lift. And
Okay.
that's the way I feel about life. You know what I mean? God has given me the ability to carry whatever load. So I just transfer my mental into my physical at the gym, and I take that physical into my mental at work. So when I feel like at work that this is getting on my nerves, I buckle down, you know what I mean, and endure it and
That's right.
push it through. But I have always been like that. Yeah, like I remember being a Girl Scout, and they were like, we have to sell these calendars. And this one lady said, come back tomorrow. So I came back tomorrow. She said, come back tomorrow. And I came back tomorrow. She said, come back tomorrow. And I came back tomorrow. And then she said, come back tomorrow. And then I came back. That lady bought all my calendars when I came back. She said, you kept coming back every time. So with that happening so early in my life, it really changed the way I saw everything. So I remember, like, my first sales job, I had a nice job at the bank, but I wanted to get into sales. And that manager kept telling me, call me back. I called him back. Call me back. I was still in college. Call me back. Call me back. Call me back. I was in one of the best business schools in the country, but I wanted to sell radio advertising. That man was like, why do you want to do this? And I said, because I can't make enough money to pay my school loans at that bank. So I need to sell, and I need to double. I made twice the salary of that bank because I switched over to sales. I would have never been able to go to graduate school. And then I went to graduate school at night doing sales, you know what I'm saying? Because of that. And then sales gave me the flexibility to go drop off my papers during the day, you know what I mean? Do what I had to do, go back, see a client, da boom, boom, boom. And if I hadn't done that, I would have never become a stockbroker, and they would have never looked at my resume. Because I wouldn't have had to say when they were like, God, this girl been selling since she got out of school. She knows how to do this. And then boom, boom, boom. Because a lot of people will not do what is required to do sales. They can't have financial peace of mind knowing they don't know what they're going to make tomorrow. But that instead, to me, gave me financial peace of mind to not be limited by what they said. Like, I don't like when you tell me no matter what I do, because I work so hard, you're telling me no matter what I do, I'm going to get paid the same thing? I can't do it. Who is that? That sounds like your woman. That's your woman, Kenneth. That is your queen. Yes, it is. That is your woman. Yes, it is. You better put your phone on mute. He trying to act like it's not.
My phone is not. My phone is on mute. My phone is on mute.
She's in the room or something. Y'all heard her. Did y'all hear her talking? Y'all heard her. Y'all heard her.
Oh, wait a minute. You might be right. Hold on.
I know her voice. That's my girl. Look. I know your woman's voice. She says, he said, "Oh Lord, girl, will you quiet down, JB? tell her we're all over the globe."
Is that better?
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's funny.
She is in the front room.
Wow, I love her. I love her. I said nobody is that enthusiastic. She has to be talking about somebody else.
She's on the phone.
And I thought it was about me. I thought she was loving me. You know, she's like, ain't nobody talking to you.
No, she's on the phone with her prayer group.
I love it. I love it. They are doing it.
They're doing it.
So full responsibility was number 7. And then number 8 is I wanted to share a secret. And my secret is that material things are only a crutch. And over the long term, the material things usually are just not enough. And then that I've noticed that when it all comes down to it, now, and we all have material things, but when it all comes down to it, what do you really want? What really matters? Like, what really matters? Like, and when I saw my father on his deathbed in the hospital, it changed everything on how I saw things. And I've had such good, beautiful clients, and I have lost them over the years. And when they were on their last days and times, their value system was so powerful. They weren't worried about the money. They weren't worried about the stock market and Ukraine and this and that. They weren't worried about that anymore. They were worried about who they were going to leave stuff to, who can make sure that what they need, what they have gets done the right way. You know, things like that. But you know what I mean? We don't need to be, you know what I mean? Don't allow your money in your good days to distract you. You know what I mean? If we have money in the market, it should be money that you want in the market. And the money that you don't want in the market, we can do some other things with. You know, you do not have to be, worried. I do not, and it is not healthy. We should not be worried about our money. And sometimes people forget that when they see the market doing really great. When the market's doing really great, and then they think, I shouldn't have this money secure over here, JB. And then I remember they'll appreciate this. You know what I'm saying? They'll appreciate this when it's all said and done. Because I've been doing this so long. I know. You know what I mean? Peace of mind is when it all comes down to it. Peace of mind is everything.
And
Knowing that the people that love you, who are the ones that are going to be there at that last moment? You know what I'm saying? Who are those last ones? What is it? You know what I mean? One powerful member was telling me that she was like, I think I want to leave things to this home that takes care of seniors that can't afford to have home, have housing. And I was like, that is so powerful. You know what I'm saying? Like, things don't have to be, those are the things that give you real peace of mind. Don't allow money to stress you. Don't go into debt that gives you something to worry about. It's not worth it. I remember having car payments and stuff like that were so big, you know what I mean, that I would be worried all the time. And I'm like, oh my, I got to get myself out of this. And it's so impressive to everyone else except for you. Except for you. Like you, like everyone else will always be impressed with stuff, and it didn't impress me.
And guess what, JB? You are the only one that matters.
Exactly. And I'm the only one that had to pay. You know what I'm saying? And it really is. But it takes a certain amount of confidence. It takes a certain amount of confidence to roll like that. That you know you can, but you don't. To not live yourself or to live your life all the way up to your limit. To decide that it really doesn't matter to me what you think. This is what me and my husband are gonna do. To just be able to say, oh, this is what me and my girl, this is what we go, this is the way I'm going to live my life. And I didn't even ask. I really don't need to know. Your opinion of me is none of my business, right? Like, you really is. People insist on telling you what they think when you don't really need to know. We should tell them when they tell you what they think. We should say, keep it to yourself. It's your private business. Exactly. Your opinion. It's your opinion. Keep it to yourself. Like, it's so true. If we live in this society where everybody's like putting their opinion on you about your money. I had an aunt, and she just does not spend a lot of money. I could just so appreciate her. And my mother used to get so irritated because she would drive an old car. My mom don't like no old cars. Like, my mom loves new cars. And she goes, I don't understand why she doesn't get a new car. She should get a new car. And I was like, but she's like, she got all that money and she's driving that old car, but she's happy. But it is amazing, like, some of the decisions that you make are probably especially if you're making good decisions, they're disturbing somebody. So, like, look at that. What is somebody? Oh, it's this lady at the gym asked me why I don't spend more money on my clothes. Like, you know what I mean? That I wear to the gym. And I was like, okay. You know what I'm saying? I like what I wear. I like what I wear to the gym.
What kind of gym do you go to? The rich? This is a ritzy gym?
Oh, it's a nice gym. Yeah, it is a ritzy gym. They do wear nice stuff. Like, they do. They wear, like, you know what I mean? Lulu and Moo and Fufu. And look, I'll be pulling up in there my Scully and stuff. Look, it's like, I'll be like, ooh. That's all right. Look, Miss Davis, I'll be channeling you, boy, when I pull up in there. I'll be like, look, throw and keep on moving. Exactly.
Look, tell her sweat is sweat, no matter what the clothes. Because Lulu still will smell like Lulu after they finish.
Exactly. Right. But what makes it so bad is that I know I look good. That's what makes it so bad, is that I know I look good.
And that's all that matters.
Oh my goodness.
But isn't that funny how, like, when you know you look good and then somebody is telling you, like, Like somebody asked me the other day, what am I going to do with my hair? I was like, this is my hair. So what are you going to do now? This is it. This has been it for a long time. Like, you know what I'm saying? The braids were just a visit. What you think AfroEconomics came from? Braids? It would be braidonomics. I don't know what AfroEconomics. I bet
JB,
you know what it is.
okay.
They never thought about it. Thank you, sweetie. What'd you say, Miss Davis?
I said it looks good.
She-
I said it looks really good.
Oh,
you know,
thank you.
I love natural hair.
Well, I'm glad. I'm glad. Thank you. I want to be just like you. That's right. We're gonna do this thing. It's AfroEconomics. Everybody. Mr. Jones, pick your Afro out. Let's make Star and Miss Sanders feel bad. he has a big fro too. Look at that. Exactly. Wouldn't it be funny if everybody start having a big fro?
But here's the thing.
Exactly. You gotta get a wig or something.
An afro is not just an afro. It's a reflection of how you think. We think
Amen.
here, not
Exactly.
here.
Exactly. We just
We think here,
exactly.
not
Exactly.
here.
Exactly. That's what. Yeah. That too. So then, but remembering that secret is just that material things over the long term just seem like they're just not enough. From what I have found, they're just not. They're not enough. They're not the footprint that my clients tend to want to leave on the planet is not stuff. You know, when they can't do their planning without thinking about their grandchildren, without thinking about their children. You know what I'm saying? Without thinking about that next, who comes after this and things like that. You know what I mean? It's just not enough. And the ninth point is organize your entire life and your finances will come together. Realize that financial peace of mind requires a commitment to peace, and every move you make has to be consistent. So you go, I want to have a particular budget, but then you go, oh, I got to take this trip. You know what I'm saying? And the trip just in the midst of and people do that all the time, and they don't see the inconsistency. It's like, and then they finally get the emergency fund together, and then they take a third or a half of the emergency fund or all of it to take a trip. So you got to start all over when you get back. Yeah, I'm going to start all over when I get back. Say unapologetically. I'm just like, I hope it's good. I hope it's good enough. It's just not. It's not good enough for me. Financial peace of mind is better than just a week or a weekend, some getaway. Don't let it grab you like that. Don't let it take you. And then a 10th point is life happens. And that's what we have to realize, that if you're living so closely, you really don't have any space for life to just happen. Just because things may happen to you, we don't have to attach ourselves to that thing that we can't control. Like, I never expected to become a single parent. But my daughter at 4 weeks old, my husband at that time left. Now, 20 years later, I'm very happily married, But that took from that to now. If someone had told me, snap out of it, nobody did. It's almost like I surrounded myself with too many. I don't know. You just start being drawn to people that just enjoy your misery with you. It's like just be miserable. Mm. So my 11th point is to surround yourself with honest people that will hold you accountable. Like one day I was in the salon, and I was all upset about my daughter having to start doing visitation away from me. And this older lady, she said, "Girl, that child will be fine. Let that man take that child. Take them that." I was crying, but she got me straight. I was surrounded by people that kept telling me, "Oh my God, oh, don't let your baby, oh, your baby." You know what I'm saying? I was just, that lady was like, "Girl, shoot, no, you do it. You can do this. You can do this. He should do that. He should do that." She was probably thinking about, in her situation, her child's father might not have ever been there. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was like, "I wish he would have done a weekend, once a year weekend." You know what I'm saying? She was, but I was so caught up in mine and surrounded by the wrong set. You got to surround yourself with the right set that said, "Look, JB, you got your own business. You are making this way too hard. You know what I mean? You need to take care of yourself and you need a break." Matter of fact, you should be calling him and saying, "Look, you walked out. You need to come here and get your baby. You need to get yourself together. Matter of fact, you need to be paying me some money. You need to be," you know what I'm saying? Somebody needed to be telling me that. And if I met a woman right now in that situation, I'm going to tell her that. Can she handle it? I don't know. But I know that God put me through it to help a man or a woman, you know what I mean, in that situation. Say, you got to keep on living. And my daughter now, when my daughter goes through things and she's in college, I go, "Girlfriend, you know we're strong. Me and you've been doing this thing since day one. You are strong. Organic chemistry ain't got nothing on you. You got this thing. We're going to do this thing." You know what I'm saying? "You are made from strength." And she said, "That's right, Mom. That's right." So I am that one. We have to be, I can be that one, an honest one for her. Like, you know what I mean? We need to surround ourselves with people who say, "You know, you can't afford to go on that trip. You know, you got a child to send to college. You know, you got a so-and-so." You know what I'm saying? We need those people. Stop always wanting to be around people who say what you want to hear. "JB, that's terrible what he did." Yeah, it's terrible what he did. But he did me a favor. I needed that person. He won't do nothing for you anyway, girl. You were paying all the bills. What's the matter? Bye. That's what we need. That's what we need. So surround yourself with honest people that will hold you accountable. My 12th point is, your financial peace of mind has to include your health. Your health is the base of your financial peace of mind. And then my final point.
True.
Amen. Right? I gotta keep that health right. And my final point is, don't believe everything you think. Don't believe everything you think. Look at my wonderful husband now. My superhero.
Go ahead.
Don't believe everything you think. We're talking about financial peace of mind. Sometimes you believe that you're supposed to be broke, so you start carrying yourself like a broke person. And when I say carrying yourself like a broke person, that's not because you don't wear the most expensive gym clothes. But carrying yourself like a broke person is buying stuff that you know you can't afford. Like buying, you know what I mean, the most expensive gym clothes, knowing you ain't gonna be able to pay for your membership because you spending all that money on stuff on it. So like, don't do stuff to yourself. Don't play with your mind. Don't play with your mind. So everything when you say, "Oh, I can't make it," you know what I mean? Don't believe that. When your mind starts playing tricks on you, telling you negative stuff, You know what I mean? That does not have to be true unless you accept it. We have to reject it. But if you surrounding yourself, so that goes back to the other point of if you surround yourself with people who are giving you negative feedback, then your mind is going to be messed up. It makes such a difference on the people that you are around, especially at your vulnerable times. Like Mr. Jones said, it would be hard for somebody to do that to me because when they say something like that to me, I take it as, oh, okay, yeah, watch me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, watch me. But that took a long time of grooming. Most people, but most people don't, you know what I mean, need positive reinforcement. But we all deserve truth. We all deserve truth. What frightens me is how much rejection I receive because I speak truth. We live in a society that really respects bullshit. If somebody's just, isn't it true? There's no other way to really describe it. Like, it's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It's like somebody's like people go out of their way to beat somebody, to get over on them, do them wrong. And then even though you knew it and it made no sense. Look, Miss Lawanda, you crazy. Matter of fact, your daughter told me that she hated organic chemistry. She said my daughter hated organic chemistry. Your daughter the other day, I talked to her daughter, and her daughter said, "Oh my, I hate." No, she said she hated calculus, but she also hated. Look, your daughter hated a lot of stuff. I'm just joking, but she made it. But she made it, right? She made it. That's maybe she's like me. She likes resistance, so she likes to be challenged. She likes to be challenged. Amen. I love it. The Weeda, what you say? Yes, indeed, Queen Howard. Right on, right back at you.
Yeah, you back.
Y'all
Yeah,
have
you back. Wait, JB, you weren't going to be speaking in tongues, so you back to speaking in tongues again. So I'm just calling you out on this.
What did I say?
You said shit.
What?
Shit. So you.
Oh, I was thinking. Oh, you terrible.
You said bullshit.
I said bullshit. Bullshit is a term of endearment.
Wait a minute.
But exactly, it's a term of endearment.
Terms of endearment.
Exactly. But Mr. Jones, Mr. Jones applauded. He said that's the best word. But it is.
Yes.
It's pretty much.
It fit quite well. Yes, it did.
Pretty much, it is.
Right.
And but because that's where we are, unfortunately. And then did you see there's an article that came out today, and I was telling Ms. Sanders about this earlier, that this person was going into their account where they have Bitcoin, and they went in to get it, and somebody cyber scammed them and stole $100,000 of Bitcoin from them, just from them logging into their account on their phone. That's a mess. That's a mess. That's that, you know what I mean? That thing where, do you know how many people, especially in our community, because there's a lot of Black people who have Bitcoin, who are now frightened, on could that happen to them? And this man gave up his second level authentication because he did everything right. And they went in and took his whole account. So and there's like $25 billion of illegal holdings that they're now releasing. This, that's why I say our financial peace of mind, we cannot keep running after the next big thing, the next exciting idea. Every time it gets us, every time. Over the last 30 years, I just see it all the time. On if it's something that seems like we can get rich quick and we can get this and nobody else knows about it and this and that, you know what I mean? Our financial peace of mind going out the window, chasing dollars. And I'm not saying that we don't deserve to become wealthy, but what I'm saying is do what you understand. Do what you get. Do what is accountable. Do what you understand how you get access to. Just plain and simple. Don't do anything that you don't understand. If you don't get it, don't do it. If it's you'll understand later, well, then you do it later. You need more time? Yes, take more time. Don't do it. Just take your time. That's my solution to it. And when in doubt, invest in yourself. There's no better investment than yourself. Join AfroEconomics. The membership is minimal, and just spend time learning. And let's do tax strategies and let's look at your work benefits and then just invest in you. That's it. No hidden agenda. But financial peace of mind is up to us to find it, right? First, you got to want it, then you got to get after it. That was funny. She said speaking in tongues. I was like, what? I did? Thank you all so much. Anybody want to share anything about your key to your financial peace of mind before you go?
I just want to say what's up to Mike.
What up, brother?
My man. All right.
You enjoy the Super Bowl?
I did. But the team I wanted to win won.
Whatever.
Yeah.
What about shut it down, ladies? Shut it down. Look, the Bengals. No, I can't believe it. I was so disappointed. Look, when I woke up. but at least I saw halftime.
I enjoyed that as well.
Right?
I
We
really
deserved.
did.
It was a really good time. That was a great day.
Yo, I'm doing the knowledge, man. I'm trying to get.
Thank you so much, y'all. Have a wonderful night. Have a great night.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now.
Okay, so who
Right.
we
Thank
rolling
you.
with then? We rolling with Rush. Rush
Good
Town
night.
Man.
Take
Check
care.
this out.
Good night.
We talking over
Amen
this
to
Jeff
you,
right here,
Ms.
now,
Walton.
together. I want to hear some of them
Good
death
night.
rhymes. You know what I'm saying? And together we can get
Good
paid
night,
in
good
full,
night.
full.
Good night. Good night. Good night. Love you. Good night.